Hello and welcome to another episode of Scotch and Stocks. This is crazy. I'm having so many technical difficulties, but we're live and trying to pay attention. We're hoping to get some results as soon as possible. Figure out whether they're telling the truth or telling a lie. Or hello and welcome to another episode of Scotch. Holy smokes, man. That was such a pain. I'm sorry for the people that didn't find me. Oh, I have no idea what happened, but all of a sudden it stopped. The live stream, and it's now in a new chat, which is crazy. I'm hoping people can find it, but if not, oh man, insane. But we are live. We're paying attention, waiting for the results. All my feeds are ready, and we're gonna see the price movements. Let's go into the minute candles just to pay attention. So there's a couple of things that we are waiting for on SMCI. I had a little. Oh man. I think we're live. Markets will delve into the close today, given CPI data tomorrow, and also Donald Trump's comments on Gaza. It's starting to heat back up. We're likely not going to continue the ceasefire. So markets are a little bit spooked. It's another day in Trump land. Insane, insane, insane. Yeah, dude. I think I pressed the button twice and I canceled the live stream that I had on, which sucks. you know. So I'm just hoping people are able to find it. If not, unlucky. You know what I mean? It sucks. It sucks. But yeah, I'm trying a new thing out. I want to see if I can stream on Twitter too. Ta afalok. I should be live on Twitter, but I have no idea how to check that. Oh man. Well, I hope so, and I also posted on the eToro chat. How you guys doing today? Yeah, I know. I was there. I don't know how many people were waiting, but I messed up the chat, Like I messed up the live stream. So, shouldn't be that complicated to find me, but you never know. It sucks cuz whatever. I'm getting into it. Yeah. I have no idea what happened. No idea. And all of a sudden it just didn't start the live stream and it cut it off right away. Which sucks. How many people were waiting? Because there was a lot of engagement on eToro. Oh well. Yeah. It sucks because that one had 145 votes. Oh, so suck. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Let's have a look. Supermicro has results. What were the numbers we were expecting? Let me have a look. Seems this stock's gonna come way down. Ooh, punished. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. I should have sold one contract. Oh no. Oh no, stock's getting punished. Let me have a look. Oh, are we gonna give it all the way back? I'm trying to get these results. So we are expecting. So net sales comes in as expected. No, that's company. Comes in lower than expected under earnings, and then revenue comes in line with expectations. Non-GAAP. I wonder how NVIDIA reacts to this. No move. Oh man. So the big thing here is the call, and to see what they talk about on the call. Stock is bouncing back, but that hurts. It's a massive drop. I mean, we're coming back. The big question here, it doesn't really matter about the sales. It's a matter of whether they get delisted or not, right? So let's have a look. Let me open up the investor relations here. Investor relations. And then we have to open up the call as well. I'm going to be listening to the call anyways. We are bouncing, but it's as expected. But I don't think people care right now about whether it's as expected or not, right? What we're looking at right now, it's mostly whether they're going to be filing by the deadline. It's not even. I don't think it's even about sales right now, right? Because like we're still waiting for the ramp up of Blackwell. I know, but the problem with the delisting is that a bunch of ETFs then start getting rid of them, and that creates issues, And then all of a sudden there's selling pressure. Many hedge funds are not allowed to hold them if they're not within the Nasdaq. It changes the dynamics of the trading, right? So it's like it could cause issues for them. And then it tells you a lot about the management as well if they're not able to deal with a crisis, right? Oh, wow. Okay, something happened. Fuck, where are these results, man? It's like, yeah, like they're so weird. But stock's bouncing. Investor relations SMCI. Let me have a look over here. YouTube, select stream, that one. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Yeah, it's bouncing higher. I'm guessing that is because they might actually meet deadline. Q2 feature presentation is 2024, April 2024. I don't want that. So I want to give me the news and then let's go. February 11. That's the thing. It's super weird. Okay, here we go. Okay, I found it. So net sales were 5.6 to 5.7 billion, which is a little bit lower than the market expected. But it's bouncing back, but it's weird. It's very weird, right? These days are so fun. Look. All right. Okay. To work diligently towards filing its 10K. Based on information available, the company believes will make such filings by February 25th. Additionally, the company today filed Form 12B, its second fiscal quarter, and expect to file its quarterly report in Q for the period. So they plan to file. So this is the reason why potentially why the company's going up again. It's that they believe they're gonna file, and I'm assuming, like them lying in here, they would have not said anything. And then this is sort of what investors were expecting. Now the stock has already been up so long, so much too, right? Yeah. Man, my chat ain't loading. Man, I'm having so many issues today. It's crazy. But this looks good. An increase in net sales of 46 million. So they're actually undershooting their numbers. That'd be good. Mm. Insane. Okay, there we go. Bam. That worked. So yeah, this is looking good, right? So the question will be what are their expectations on their earnings calls and sort of the outlook. So based on the outlook here, okay, so based on the outlook, let me go to Estimize real quick. It's a lot of people looking at this, eh? So this is likely during the call. If we get reassurance that they'll be filing, this could be extremely positive. Let's just hope, you know. Like that's the big thing, but this delays the catalyst until the 25th, until they finally file. I mean, the stock has acted really crazy. I mean, look at that, right? Just massive sell it at the beginning and then just a bounce up. It'll probably like meet somewhere in the middle. Like 38 seems like a decent number for the day. But, you know, it's very tricky right now. Let's go to the webcast. .com, bam bam, register for this event, and we are waiting for the call. What am I missing here?
2024 basis, U.S. revenues increased.
What seems to be a little bit more usual inventory buildup.
That's not the call, is it? No, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. No, it's probably not 2 weeks, right? Like it could be today, but now we're looking at now we are looking at the numbers again, and we're trying to pay attention to what happens, right? Let's have a look. I wanted to do a video beforehand, kind of calling out my play on this. I have what? Like I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot in SMCI. I have a position. I have like what? Like exposure. Let me have a look. So my SMCI contracts were sitting around $2,000, and then so that's $2,000 plus my 2x leverage positions. That's another 1,000 on that. So that's like 3K at risk, but with exposure of around what is it now? I'm guessing it's like if it's a 40, it's like 40, 80. It's what, $10,000 right now? 10,000. It's my trade right now. Yeah, this is not good. You know, because I lose a lot of the value. Because like mine is until like my call options are set up at 28.5. So I still make money. I'm still like $10 a contract, which is good. Yeah, dude. You gotta risk it, bro. You gotta risk it. But it's not like it's not a 10K cash. It's like based on 10K, right? So if we're looking at like the exposure on the one stock is like it's like this whatever the stock moves, it'll be based around those 10K. But like it's in reality it's like 3K, right? So it's like the most I can lose is 3K, but I'm leveraged. So don't do leverage, kids. Don't do what I do. Only like do what I say, which is like invest in S&P 500 and don't do anything crazy. But you know, it's a good trade. Good trade. That being said, like you know, that's my day, so it sucks today. It's all on CPI tomorrow, so that's actually gonna drive markets more. Welcome, welcome, Mr. Nathan. I okay. Look, I like crypto. I already sold my house. NVIDIA call options for Friday with Trump right now. Like I do crypto. Like I don't trade crypto. That's the thing. I don't trade crypto because I understand the stock market, and there's opportunities there that I like understand better. So there's that. Like I'm losing. Like if I had sold yesterday at close, I would have been 300% on my options. So yeah, this was my breakdown. Let's open up Word. Yo, I think I'm live on Twitter. No. Sorry. So this is what I have. So it's like this is my SMCI position right now. SMCI trade right now. Right now I have let's have a look. So right now my SMCI position is it would suck if it goes to zero, but it could. It's the risk. So I have by the way, don't do any of this. What's the ticker for this? So I have crap. Okay, no, I have more, I have more than I thought. So I have SMC2 and and I have 2K here. And then I have right now the value of my contracts. Why are they moving? Can you sell contracts after hours? All right. That's the thing. I'm not really sure. So I'm not streaming anywhere? That's crazy. I have to figure it out. I have to figure it out. So I have 2K there, but this is equal to 4K, right? So any move, it's 2x tomorrow, which would suck based on that, right? And then I have, SMCI Feb calls at 28.5, valued currently at 2K, right? But this is options, right? So this is having it like, it's almost like I can buy NVIDIA stock at $28.50, 200 stocks, which right now it's 8K. So that's a total of 12K exposure. So that's my trade. I was meant to do a video explaining what I was trying to do here. So yes, this is scary. Yeah, they released. It's super weird. It seems they missed. They maybe they made it, and maybe they didn't. We don't know. There is a there is a range because their financials are so shitty right now. So it's 58 cents to 60 cents. And then there is 5.6 billion to 5.7 billion, which is as expected somewhat. So they came in line with expectations. I need to sign up for, we don't know, right? We don't know. We are hoping they didn't. We go to the webcast. Okay. I don't have an account. So it's in 30 minutes time. So remind me that I have to actually log in and do the things in order to get her done. Which is great. I also need to fix this. Man, I'm having so many technical issues. Media. And then let's have a look whether this sounds or not. But yeah, I mean, it seems good. I mean, it seems as long as they file, and I think the big thing here is whether they file or not, because you don't want them to get delisted. You still own the stock, but then you get punished for holding it. We talked about it today. But I mean, like the stock, that being said, the stock has been treated really nicely, right? Like this was the initial, I entered here. I bought it here. It's pretty much the whole rally. So we could see it come down, you know. Could be a cup and hit. I don't know. Nice. Nice. So you're making money. I think people here are making money. I like, you know. Stock's not moving, which is the worst thing you can do when you're. I mean, like, not really, because people were like, the implied volatility was expecting a move, so. But barely. Like, you're pretty much. Like, you're not getting that much of a premium on them. Let me have a look. There's gonna be a weird noise. All right, let's see whether this works or not. But it's going okay. I'm losing a shit ton of money today, but it depends on CPI tomorrow. And I think I'm scared with CPI tomorrow. I was thinking about it, and the commodity index has been up like around 5%. It was up at 6% in the highs, but that was for January. Man, that's a great buy. 114. When did you buy at 114? Not in the last drop, for sure. All right, so it's chat. All right, let me have a look here. Discard. Desktop audio, properties, chat.
For this one, trust me,
Let's go.
it's worth
All right.
it. So last night,
So we are live. Sorry for all the. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be streaming that tomorrow. It's gonna be a quick one though, because you know how bad it is, really fast. You know, market's spooked about it. I think market's really spooked about inflation right now. And given like, and we still haven't gotten the tariffs, so we still haven't gotten that sort of move. I still need to do a little bit of research to understand the steel and aluminum tariffs, but. Buenos días, Mario. ¿Cómo estamos, tío? ¡Hostia! ¿Qué es lo que tú me dices, pequeño? Oh, man. Estamos bien, vaina. Estamos bien. En la lucha. Hay que ver la llamada. Hay que ver la llamada. But yeah. Right now, SMCI 70% is crazy. We have Mario here. He bought 70. So much. That's so crazy. I do, dude. I do speak Spanish. Yo hablo españolo. I fucking love it. This is the worst. It will move even worse. It's risk on, risk off. The thing is just like because it's such small market cap, it won't really move markets, right? But man, I had an expectation. This tells me that because they're starting to ramp up Blackwell, but they said 2 billion in a quarter. So I'm guessing what Blackwell's gonna be what like 500 mil for last quarter. So we're not gonna. Altcoins are fun. Like, what do you define as altcoins, right? Like, is altcoin Ethereum? Because I have some of that. Actually, I don't have Ethereum. I have Ethereum calls. Did you see Intel, Antonio? By the way, did anybody see the Intel move? Intel was an interesting one today. I should have sold it. I should have sold my options. I'm hoping we got a really massive bounce today. Fartcoin, everybody farts, dude. Everybody farts. Alright, I need to go into my... Yeah, that's fair. I got... a couple of my friends started a new coin. And that was fun. Oh man, I'm gonna try to find the... I think the news was that they're planning to sell... I have them here. Yeah, I have them. So Intel. No, that. Like the news on Intel was something like they're planning to sell a portion of one of their companies that is like advancing self-driving, I think. So you usually need access to like after hours trading, right? And it's usually your broker. If you're coming here from eToro, eToro does have an after hours option, but on selected stocks, and it all depends on your broker, right? But you should be able to have. I don't know who's your broker, Ambar, so depends on that. No. That ain't it. That ain't it. Artificial intelligence lives in Intel. That's why they. All right. No. Let's okay. Let me go here. It was because they like I think they're selling one of. It was a random luck. I should have sold. I was $700 up today. I should have sold it, and now I'm losing 900 again. I was almost break even, and I was like, nah, hold it. And I got punished for it. But maybe hopefully the news picks up. They make bang $25 billion. It's not bad. It's a good opportunity to buy here, I think. All right, so webcast link. Opening a new tab. See. Why are they doing this to me? Webcast. I don't like MicroStrategy. I don't like MicroStrategy. It's just a bunch of financial engineering in order to get like money to buy Bitcoin. So just buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I mean, Coinbase makes a little bit more sense. They're a broker, sure. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna go. Come on. What in the world is happening? I might just bail on this and then go. There we go. No, don't play. All right, cool. I'm here. Let's look at the materials. No, they don't have anything. Crap. Man, I hope they got their audio better. I like Mara more. But I'm a holder of Mara, so there's a bias there. Why am I in for a ride? Why am I in for a ride? What is happening? What am I in for a ride for? What do you know that I don't? Oh man. Sitting at 39, it touched 42. I should have sold 42. Like what I'm scared of is that this by me buy the rumor, sell the news. For Mario. Lo que me da miedo es que sea compra la noticia, compra el rumor y vende la noticia, you know? So that's the only problem. That is the only problem I have. Because we got it here. almost 43 bucks. There's not a lot of buying pressure. I mean, like there's a lot of buying for the close. At the close, we definitely see some movement, but people bought in. It's a lot of stock. Yeah, I know. It's super tricky because I was watching the Lex Friedman podcast on AI, and like it made me even more bullish on NVIDIA. Um, they say that it's like the problem is like you do research and then you try to make chips, but then you just can't compete because you don't have all of the demand for that chip. You know what I mean? So like TSM has like all different kinds of chips and they aggregate all of the demand, but Intel hasn't been able to do that. So they lose a lot of money on the chips that they actually make. But you need to have them as in the industry because they are such a key part of the US infrastructure play, you know? Because they're American, right? So it's like you need to protect the American assets that are the only ones producing anything. So, yeah. Any other companies that are having earnings today? Holy smokes. But yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna go in and they're gonna be like, look, like we're super close to handing it. We're probably gonna be waiting until the 25th, and I'm hoping they just need to guarantee us that they're gonna file. They have to be like, we will definitely file. You know what I mean? Like definitely. Like I don't want like maybe or like I don't want a shroud of a doubt that you're gonna miss that deadline. You know? Like if you can have the accountants speak and be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna file. This stock hits 50 tomorrow." And then it should stay at 50 because I don't think it's worth more than 50. Because what's the market cap of? I think it's 100 billion. What's SMCI market cap? 22 billion, which is not bad. Wait a freaking second, SMCI. What, the founder of SMCI? Now that's interesting. He won't. You know what I mean? What did Sam Altman say? He was like, I'll give you 9 billion for Twitter. Oh, that was hilarious. That was great. What am I looking at? SMCI. By the way, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Shameless plug. I'm glad you guys found it because I messed up the stream somehow. Like I just read that they did 20. Are they 1-to-1 price to sales? Holy smokes. Price to sales, they're 1-to-1, and I think that they. Let me have a look at something here, because they are so messy. 25 revenue, it's gonna be 20 to 25 billion. They're worth 25 billion. I think this rallies. They see revenue for 2026 revenue 40 bill. That's really good. What's their margin? We have 20 minutes until the call, ladies and gents. So, Professor, what happened, my friend? Why you why you have questions? If you believe what they're saying, they are a buy. You have to believe them. By the way, nobody has said anything about my backdrop. You should all be ashamed. You should, like, you know how hard I worked on this shit? It took 2 people. My father and I spent the whole weekend doing this, and nobody's been like, whoa, nice background. That's new. Haha. Shame. Shame to all of you. Shame to all of you. I notice these things. You know? Be like, oh, very nice. I'm going to hit that like. So it's like, it's awesome. But yeah, SMCI is tricky, right? So if you believe in the numbers of SMCI, they're very well placed and they're very nicely valued. They are 1-to-1 sales. No, it's my house. It's a new place. It's a new background. You know what I mean? But yes, right? So if you believe them, then it's true. If they get audited and the company goes, okay, yes, they're really well placed, right? Because who do you compare them with? You want to compare them to HP, right? Like, they're not an NVIDIA, right? Like, they're a server rack maker. But it's still AI revolution. We're going to build a lot of servers. People are starting to break ground in some places. Massive building is coming. They're going to sell. The problem is they don't have that much pricing power because there's a lot of competition. But the Blackwell chips, if you believe on the NVIDIA rally, the Blackwell chips need liquid cooling, which SMCI provides. So they might benefit. You know what I mean? They might benefit. So based on those, it's good. It's good. It's well-placed value. And like, you know, sitting at 17, yeah, it was really good. Like $17, if you believe the numbers and you have trust in the management, which is difficult, you know what I mean? Because like there are better investments out there, but there is opportunity here as long as they meet. Now, what gives me the confidence is the fact that big names, so Jensen mentioned them. They've been mentioned in several earnings calls, and their names keeps coming up. So they are doing business with these people. You know what I mean? Like they are definitely in the trenches. So that gives me hope that this is real. So should you buy at these prices? I mean, the stock has pumped in the last week 25%. It's scary. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would have said buy at freaking 29. Would have been nicer. You know, 17 looked very appealing, you know. Could we get back to 30? Right now, there's so much volatility on this stock that is scary. You know, so, I mean, it's up to you. It depends on your risk profile. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't do what I do. I'm crazy. You know? But I also want to make money. So, like, I'm paying attention to them because, like, they are an extremely rare opportunity in markets. You know? At a 110, don't buy them. You know what I mean? Like 110 at all. You know what I mean? $75 billion. But again, if they continue to grow their revenues, like if this is real, right? By the way, my estimate is going to be awful. I was like, they're going to do so great. So this is going to be bad. I'm going to, they're going to, it's so bad. I was like, they're going to hit. Oh, I didn't report. It didn't save my... Oh, no. No, I did. Yeah, I said it was going to do 80. So, yeah, it didn't do that. Right? But if they do revenue at 40, right? Like... So if they will do 40, it's like... This is higher. So they're, like, hitting the peaks every single time here. Because for the next 4 quarters, they'll have to hit... Like, they're going to do 7 next quarter. Yeah, you know, but it can always continue to go down. You know what I mean? Just because the stock went down in price. If the fundamental story didn't change, but the fundamental story changed here. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, Blackwell, maybe we go crazy. It was a prediction. By the way, if you all get bored and ever want to like freaking compete and actually have numbers, there we go. We're almost live, 15 minutes. Ablecom. What am I looking at? I have to look at this Ablecom. Bro. Alright, so we have 15 minutes. Somebody remind me. Remind me. Ablecom. I've not heard of this company. I'll pay attention to it. Me neither. It seems to be no Ablecom. Could be. They haven't been mentioned in their earnings calls and stuff, but where are they from? Investor relations. Are they private? Like, it's gonna be so interesting. Like, what they say, it makes this stop. Ooh, Malaysia. Malaysia. Truly Asia. Pfizer? We're still looking at Pfizer? Senores? Holy smokes. So many stocks. Today's only SMCI. Put him. I'll keep an eye on them for sure. I'll freaking... Oh, Pfizer? Man, I haven't had Pfizer since the pandemic. But pharmaceuticals have just been so beat up lately, you know? Like... What am I doing? Right now it's stocks. Right now it's stocks. I want a whiskey. Like, depends. If the guy is like, look, we have the papers ready to go, we're just double checking them. Like, that bottle, I drink. That'd be great. That'd be great. So, right, if we look at let's look at the 1 year performance. Like pharmaceuticals, healthcare. Like, it's like, look at this. Like, look at this last year. It's just it hasn't been performing at all, right? Like, there's just so much more. And there's risk in pharmaceuticals too, you know? Like, P exploded to the upside. Because of the price. At 117, NVIDIA was a gift. And if you didn't get your gift, sorry, they ran out. Yeah. It's like Pokemon cards. You know what I'm making money on? You know what, like, one of my best trades this year has been? Pokemon cards. People are gonna hate me for it. I don't really care. I'm Team Rocket all the way. So, bam. Pokemon cards. They are crazy. But yeah, I digress. ADDF. Man, I gotta fix the freaking Twitter. I'll be so down to stream on Twitter. I'm gonna stream on Twitter. Next time I stream on Twitter. Mark my words. So yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, right now, pharmaceuticals, even, let me have a look at this MUR. I have no idea what it is. Oil. We're going into oil. You're talking to me about oil. Oil is tricky because drill baby drill increases supply. You know? Which could be negative, but I don't know. I don't know anything about this. So you're 90% right. Or probably more right than I'm ever going to be on this stock. We're talking about $4 billion market cap. I've paid attention to a couple in oil, but not many. Oh my goodness, we're 10 minutes away from the data. All right, ladies and gentlemen, oil is just so well. It should be up today. No, oil was up today. Cause Trump is like, I'm gonna kick you out of your house, and I'm gonna build hotels. Like, what the fuck, bro? What is happening with this world? It is insane. Okay, so something I'm thinking about is, okay, so in last earnings calls on SMCI, we had last calls on SMCI, they were like, we are not able to address this at this time. I wonder if they're able to address it, and they're probably gonna be like, no, we're not gonna address it, and the market's not gonna like that, because they're gonna be like, we're only gonna address it in the next earnings calls, which is likely gonna be, because like they gave us the update, they're like, we are gonna file, you know. So it's like, Supermicro continues to work diligently. Company believes it will make such filings by February 25th. Like, you can't say that if you don't really think so, no? And they also wanna do a convertible note, so they wanna dilute. If they don't, they get punished for sure. If they don't, they get punished. But look, if they are not lying, they deserve to be on the desk and we evaluate this company. If they fix their issues, they're gonna get some hype from the AI revolution, and they're gonna get some love from the mega clusters that they're building, which would be ideal. Which would be ideal. Oh.
Last favor, I promise. Do you have any screws like that are about this size? Because when we put it up before and it fell out, this one bent, and then the back of the dartboard, like, so this one is basically a little bit too long, and this one's broken.
Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Look there.
Awesome.
That's it, you know.
Thanks, man.
No worries. Oh man. You got the neighbors upstairs trying to put up a dartboard. I'm doing a live stream with 39 people watching.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
And then we have like huge like financial results for our company right now.
Oh
Yeah. Hopefully we make money. That's what everybody's hoping. Take it if you want. Yeah. Sounds good. They're trying to put a dartboard upstairs. Oh man. Engage with your audience. I can do polls? I can do polls? That's sick. I can do polls? That's sick. I can do polls. That's great. Sick, yeah. Sick, yeah. I'm an old man nowadays. Man, that sucks. Like markets, oh man. I'm thinking, like, I think tomorrow CPI is 50-50. By the way, my thoughts are crazy like that. Yeah. Let's go. Thank you so much for subscribing, guys. Let's go. Bro, it was 3-1 the other day, and it was like sick. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I took a picture of that, and I was like, nice. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. I want to get monetized. That's the idea. And then, when I get monetized, poker tournaments. Yeah. Poker tournaments. We do live poker tournaments from the winnings. Bam. Sitting at 40. I mean, market's getting hopeful. It is either right now the time to sell. Just before the call. But they have to. They have to dress. They have to do the thing. And hopefully they're optimistic about the quarter. Because they're going to be like, look, we're just starting to ramp up our production. Drum down. What do you mean Team Rocket packs? What do you mean Team Rocket? What do you mean new team? Man, I'm supposed to be paying attention to this. It's funny because like it's like a $5 pack gives me so much hype. You know what I mean? Oh, you're not lying. No, this is interesting. That's very interesting. No. No. Well, depends on what you consider an executive. All right, so yo, 20 votes. Let's go. Let's go. So the vote, the poll is 65% yes, 35% no. Like you see, I think that, and I say this because I did my homework on SMCI. This is not the first time it happens to SMCI. I want to know why it happened a second time, but they've already been through this, so hopefully they're able to get through it because of the past experience, which is not experience that you really want to have. But I think that maybe this is why, like I just think the market's really upset at the fact. No, my option, no, well, funny enough, like I'm not getting a premium for a week out. Like I was getting pretty much, like they're pretty much fairly valued at this point. But I mean $1 is 2.5%, but the options are moving, you know? Like sure, maybe you get a little bit of the decay, but I don't think you do. Hold it. All right, I'm gonna be typing in chat to try to like let you guys listen as much as I can. So you're gonna see my face, but I'm gonna be typing in chat. And if you can't see chat, click on the YouTube link. I'll take you to the channel, and then you'll be able to see chat. And I think I streamed. I think I streamed to Twitch, to Twitter, but I have no idea.
Thank you for standing by. Yang, Founder, President, and Chief Executive Officer, David Wiegand, CFO, and Michael Stager, Senior Vice President of Corporate Development. All lines have been placed on a mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you'd like to ask a question, it is star followed by 1 on your telephone keypad. If for any reason you would like to remove that question, it is star followed by 2. Again, to ask a question, it is star 1. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for attending Supermicro's second quarter fiscal 2025 business update conference call for the second quarter, which ended December 31st, 2024. With me today are Charles Liang, Founder, Chairman, and Chief Executive Officer, and David Wiegand, Chief Financial Officer. At the end of today's prepared remarks, we will have a Q&A session for sell-side analysts. Additionally, the company will not address any questions regarding the delay in the filing of the company's fiscal year 2024 10-K and 10-Qs due thereafter. During today's conference call, Supermicro will address business and market trends from the second quarter of fiscal 25, including our financial outlook and operations, our strategy, technology, and its advantages, our current and new product offerings, and competitive industry and economic trends. We will discuss estimated financial results, but reference to any financial results are preliminary and subject to change based on finalized results contained in future filings with the SEC. By now, you should have received a copy of today's news release that was issued after the close of the market.
They can't address
on our
it.
website where this call is being simultaneously webcast. Any forward-looking statements that we make are based on facts and assumptions as of today, and we undertake no obligation to update them. Our actual results may differ materially from the results forecasted, and reported results should not be considered as an indication of future performance. As a discussion of some of the risks and uncertainties relating to our business is contained in our filings with the SEC, and we refer you to those public filings, including our most recent annual report on Form 10-K. During this call, all financial metrics associated and growth rates are non-GAAP measures other than revenue and cash investments. This call is being live broadcast on the Supermicro Investor Relations website and is being recorded for playback purposes. An archive of the webcast will be available on the IR website and is the property of Supermicro.
Sorry, should I just leave this?
Yeah. Just leave it. Just there. Have a good one, guys. Peace. What the fuck happened? Bro, freaking, you see?
Micro. Our third quarter fiscal 2025 quiet period begins at the close of business Friday, March 14th, 2020.
Progress, technology innovation, and business opportunities as we approach the midpoint of the fiscal 2025. I will begin by reviewing some key financial highlights from the December quarter. Our preliminary fiscal Q2 net revenue is projected to range between 5.6 and 5.7 billion, making a 54% year-on-year increase at the midpoint. Despite some negative impacts on cash flow and market misperception due to the 10-K delay, we achieved a fairly good quarter, driven by sustained AI demand from both existing and new customers. Our growth trajectory for fiscal year 25 remains promising, highlighted by the beginning of our transition from Hopper to Blackwell GPU. We expect the growth in new generation platform to accelerate as supply ramp this quarter and beyond. We have confidence that our calendar year 25 growth could be a repeat of calendar year 23, if not better, assuming the supply chain can keep pace with demand. Our preliminary fiscal Q2 non-GAAP earnings was in the range of 58 cents to 60 cents per share, versus 56 cents last year, representing approximately a 5% year-on-year growth. Non-GAAP gross margin was approximately 11.9%, and non-GAAP operating margin was approximately 7.9%. Margin was temporarily under pressure due to the 10-K delay disruption, the new product R&D investment, and customer and product mix. In a separate press release issued today, we announced a private placement of $700 million in new 2.25% convertible senior notes due in 2028 to support our rapid business growth immediately. We have also privately amended a portion of our existing convertible notes due in 2029, with almost all investors participating in the amended notes. This will support our growth, including Supermicro 4.0 initiatives, data center building block solution, DCBBS, and some brand new GPU platform architectural design. Before diving into the details of our operation progress, let me begin by sharing an update regarding our financial filings. Our financial team and our new auditor, BDO, have been fully engaged in completing the auditor process. Based on our progress to date, we are confident that our fiscal year 24 Form 10K and the first 2 quarters of fiscal year 25 Form 10Q will be filed by February 25th this year. As previously stated, the special committee found no evidence to support the formal auditor's reasons for resignation. However, over the past 2 quarters, we have added senior leaders in corporate communication, operation, finance, legal, and compliance departments. We will continue to add more top experienced leaders to build a stronger corporate foundation for our rapid growth and expanding.
Bro, what's going on with the call? Let's hope. But what is going on, dude?
A global business, including the CFO, CCO, and other positions.
Like they're worth billions of dollars.
Strongly. Moving on to our technology progress.
I'm worth thousands.
We are excited to announce that our NVIDIA Blackwell products are shipping now. We have begun volume shipping of both air-cooled 10U and liquid-cooled 4U NVIDIA B200 HGX systems. Meanwhile, our NVIDIA GB200 NVL72 racks are fully ready for production as well. Utilizing our system building blocks, we are going to soon offer more brand new platforms for customers seeking further optimized, higher density, and even greener AI solutions. While most of the key components are ramping at a full speed, it will take some time to fulfill our current AI solution backlog. Some customers also need more time to finish their DLC data center build out. At the same time, we see strong new demands keeping coming from enterprise CSPs, serving entity, and hyperscale. We are expanding and enhancing our total liquid-cooled data center infrastructure solution, featuring the latest DLC technology, exemplified by the XAI process, the world's largest liquid-cooled AI supercomputer. Supermicro is the disruptive leader in driving industry-wide adoption of DLC technology, which reduce customers' OpEx and achieve green computing. We expect more than 30% of new data centers worldwide to adopt liquid cooling infrastructure within the next 12 months, driven by the rapid and continual growth of AI. Green computing deserves to be everywhere in the world. Our DLC long-term investment and leadership provide a sustainable competitive edge and economics of scale far ahead of competition. Supermicro's data center building block solution consolidates server racks, networks, storage, water tower, software management, on-site deployment, cabling, and service for an end-to-end solution. The true value of data center building block solution is to save power, reduce space, and decrease water consumption, resulting in up to 40% lower TCO for our customers, according to our detailed calculation. It accelerates new data center deployments and help modernize existing infrastructure in weeks or months rather than quarters and years. Significantly improve data center TTD and TTO, time to delivery and time to online. We are expanding our data center building block solution to include more subsystems quarter after quarter, and we have become a true one-stop shop, a data center partner to the whole industry. On the product front, our new Malaysia campus, on the production front, our new Malaysia campus will soon ship a product to our regional partners. Our Taiwan and European production capacity are also growing significantly. In Silicon Valley, we are rapidly expanding our manufacturing site to increase our DLC rack scale production capacity. The U.S. campus boasts an impressive 20 megawatt of power, enabling us to produce over 1,500 DLC GPU racks per month in the U.S. To better support our key partners and align with current government initiatives, when needed, we are also ready for other domestic manufacturing expansion in various regions across the U.S. This strategic expansion will ensure we meet the increasing demand for our product and service, while maintaining our commitment to keep partner for quality, security, TCO, total cost of ownership, TTD, again, time to delivery, and TTO, time to online. To summarize, we have been a product and technology leader in the IT industry for over 3 decades. As we continue to strengthen our internal operation and expand our U.S. and global manufacturing footprint, we aim to turn these progresses into value for shareholders, customers, and partners. Our first-to-market advantage of delivering the most innovative AI infrastructure technology with Blackwell, coupled with exceptional product quality, service, software, networking, and security with data center building block solution, will continue to reinforce our partnership as the premier U.S.-based data center infrastructure solution provider. With our expanding technology leadership and today's AI trend, we believe it will result in a similar growth trend for us like 2023. With that, I'm confident we will finish this fiscal year strongly with revenue in the range of $23.5 billion to $25 billion. And I believe we have potential to reach $40 billion for fiscal year 26. Before passing the call to David for the financial overview, I want to thank all of our partner, customer, investor, and Supermicro team members, and express my deep appreciation for their continued support. With that, I will now turn the call to David.
Thank you, Charles. Please note these numbers are preliminary and unaudited, subject to change upon completion of review by management, our audit committee, and additionally, our independent audit firm has not completed its review procedures with respect to this preliminary financial information. So to start, again, we expect Q2 fiscal year 25 revenues in the range of 5.6 to 5.7 billion, up 54% year over year. Again, growth was driven by demand for air-cooled and DLC rack-scale AI GPU platforms. AI-related platforms again contributed over 70% of revenue for Q2 across enterprise and cloud service provider markets. The Q2 non-GAAP gross margin is approximately 11.9% versus 13.1% last quarter due to lower margins from product and customer mix. And you'll recall that on the Q1 earnings business update call, we guided down 100 basis points for this quarter. The non-GAAP operating margin is approximately 7.9%, which excludes $82 million in stock-based compensation expenses versus 9.7% in Q1 due to those lower gross margins. Other income and expense is approximately $8 million, consisting of $15 million in interest and other income, offset by $7 million in interest expense. The tax rate is approximately 15% for GAAP and 17% for non-GAAP. GAAP net income will range from 315 to 325 million, and non-GAAP net income 375 to 392 million. Non-GAAP net income excludes 63 million in stock-based compensation expenses, net of the related tax effects of 19 million. GAAP diluted EPS is approximately 50 cents to 52 cents versus prior guidance of 48 cents to 58 cents. Non-GAAP diluted EPS is approximately 58 cents to 60 cents versus guidance of 56 cents to 65 cents. We expect a GAAP diluted share count of approximately 636 million and a non-GAAP diluted share count of 647 million. The closing inventory was approximately 3.6 billion versus 4.9 billion last quarter. CapEx was 28 million. Cash used in operations was approximately 240 million versus cash generated from operations of approximately 409 million in Q1. Supermicro began the second quarter with approximately 2.1 billion in cash and recorded approximately 320 million in GAAP net income for the second quarter. Cash was provided from lower inventory and other sources totaling 1.5 billion. And then the company used cash to pay down accounts payable by 1.2 billion. We realized higher other receivables from purchase rebates and prepaid inventory of 484 million. We had increased accounts receivable of 335 million. We also reduced our bank loans by 346 million net, and we incurred capital expenditures of 28 million and had other uses of cash totaling 87 million. This resulted in a reduction in cash during the quarter of 660 million, thereby ending the company's second quarter fiscal year 25 quarter with 1.4 billion in cash at the end of December. Now, I want to point out we've continued to prudently manage our working capital, and for the month ended January 31st, 2025, we ended with approximately $2 billion in cash. Turning to the balance sheet and working capital metrics compared to last quarter, the Q2 cash conversion cycle was up to 104 days versus 97 days in Q1. Days of inventory was 78 days compared to the prior quarter of 83 days. Days sales outstanding for Q2 was 47 days versus 42 days last quarter, while days payables outstanding was 21 days compared to 28 days last quarter. In a separate press release issued today, we announced a private placement of 700 million of new 2.25% convertible senior notes due 2028. and we privately amended our existing $1.7 billion convertible senior notes due 2029. The company is reconfirming that no previously issued financial statements require a restatement. The company, however, made certain adjustments to the preliminary unaudited results for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2024 that it had announced on August 6, 2024. The adjustments recorded in the results for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2024 include an increase in net sales of approximately $46 million and an increase in the cost of sales of approximately $96 million,
So net loss.
which included a charge due to an increase in inventory reserves of approximately $45 million. There was also an increase in operating expenses of approximately $5 million. Until the company's fiscal year 2024 financial statements are filed, the company is required to reassess its accounting estimates for financial reporting. The charge for inventory reserves results from an unanticipated decline in the market value of certain components that were held in the company's inventory or on non-cancelable purchase orders at the end of fiscal year 2024. Collectively, these changes resulted in a downward adjustment to the previously announced preliminary unaudited fiscal year 2024 and fourth quarter of fiscal year 2024 GAAP and non-GAAP diluted net income per common share of approximately 9 cents. That's based on a post-split diluted shares outstanding basis. The foregoing adjustments are to previously announced preliminary unaudited financial results, and as such, they do not constitute a restatement. For the third quarter of our fiscal 2025, we are expecting net sales in the range of $5 billion to $6 billion. We expect the GAAP and non-GAAP gross margin to be approximately 12%. We expect GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses to be up approximately $17 million sequentially, and GAAP and non-GAAP other income and expenses to be a net expense of approximately $12 million. We expect GAAP net income per diluted share of 36 cents to 53 cents, and non-GAAP net income per diluted share of 46 cents to 62 cents. The company's projections for GAAP and non-GAAP net income per diluted share assume a tax rate of approximately 10.7 and 12.7 respectively, a diluted share count of approximately 642 million shares for GAAP, and a diluted share count of approximately 653 million shares for non-GAAP. The outlook for Q3 of fiscal year 2025 GAAP net income per diluted share includes approximately $65 million in expected stock-based compensation expense and other expenses, net of related tax effects of approximately $17 million, which are excluded from non-GAAP net income per diluted share. So again, I want to point out, revenues for the trailing 4 quarters are between $20 and $21 billion. And for the fiscal year 2025, we are updating our revenue guidance from a range of $26 billion to $30 billion to a new range of $23.5 billion to $25 billion. So we're very happy to announce that the company's raised money through the issuance of new bonds, and we will continue to improve our liquidity as our growth requires it. I want to end by saying that the final financial results reported for this period may differ from the results reported here based on the review by BDO, our new independent registered public accounting firm. But we expect to complete our fiscal year 2024 audit by the February 25th filing extension date that we have been granted by NASDAQ. So, Michael, I'll turn it back to you.
Leland, we'll now take quick questions.
Again, if you would like to ask a question, it is star followed by 1.
Give me the phone.
Our
Give me the
first
phone.
question comes from Michael NG with the company Goldman Sachs. Michael, your line is now open.
Hi, good afternoon. Two questions for me, if I could. First, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the $40 billion fiscal 2026 revenue outlook. What informs your confidence there? If you could shed any light on backlog or pipeline or product roadmap that is informing that outlook, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, our product line continue to grow. We have industry standard product line plus lots of superset, including some confidential product under development. And we have a customer engage with us for those projects. So this year, even 10K today, we grew about 60%. Last year, we grew 110%. So the coming year, fiscal 26, at this moment, we believe at least we will grow 65% at least. So that's, I believe, a very conservative estimation. And plus, in production capacity, I mean, USA now, our utilization rate only about 55%. Taiwan utilization rate only about 60%. Malaysia utilization rate is still about 1% only. So there are lots of room to grow for us.
Great. Thank you, Charles. And just as my second question, I was wondering if you could talk about the mix of Blackwell and Hopper servers in the quarter. You know, not looking for anything specific, but was it different than what you may have expected? Was Hopper stronger? Was Blackwell affected by any supply chain constraints? Thank you.
Yeah, we have both already, right? Hopper for sure have been a very mature product, H200, for example. And then Blackwell, we have a GB200 fully ready in production. And then for B200 HGX, we have a 10U air cooler fully ready for production. And then 4U liquid cooler fully ready for production. And we already accumulated some good volume backlog, back order, and continue to see lots of new order coming. So I believe we do not share the detail about the percentage, but basically, for sure, more and more customers like to have a B200 and GB200, but we have all of them ready.
Thank you for the thoughts, Charles. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Ananda Baral with the company Loop Capital. Ananda, your line is now open.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for taking the questions, and congrats on what's a pretty solid print and deliverance of news here. I guess two, if I could. The first is just on gross margins. Dave, what's a good way to think about June Q gross margins in the context of your guide? And then just sort of the second one there, this is the second part of my first question. I have a follow-up question as well. What's a good way to think about gross margins through the Blackwell cycle? This is obviously a key question for people, and they want to remove the concern off the table that there could be, material margin pressure through the Blackwell cycle. So those two, and then I have a follow-up. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for your question. For sure, when product become mature, like H100, H200, then we had to face to a price competition strongly. But for Blackwell, doesn't matter GB200 or B200. For sure, whenever there are new product, our margin will become much better. And especially talking about liquid cooling, we believe DLC or overall liquid cooling market share will grow all the way to 30% or even more in next 12 months. And in terms of liquid cooling, in last 12 months, I believe we have we offer the majority of a global liquid cooling. So when faced to Blackwell opportunity, most of the customers like to go for liquid cooling. I believe we have a much better position.
Hey, can I just throw a point on there? Hey, look,
Charles,
let me just add that while many are focused, hang on a second, Ananda, most of us are focused on the gross margins, and rightfully so, but don't miss the critical point that we're driving operating margins above our targets. That translates into shareholder value.
So Ananda, this is David. One thing I would add is, if you look back to what happened with H100, as Charles mentioned, Supermicro was the company that had a stable platform, and which became a market leader, and so that helped our margins as they crept up to 18.8. Now, of course, we said we target 14 to 17, but the question is, to your point on Blackwell, what will the competition be able to deliver? And I think that's going to be a big indicator of margins. We feel like we're in pretty good position.
Appreciate it.
Because we've already been, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that, guys. And then the follow-up is just on the rev guide. Charles, the $40 billion. So a couple things. You mentioned calendar year 25 could be similar to calendar year 24, which was about 40% growth. So that would suggest maybe $8 billion on average in the September-December quarter of revenue. And then the $40 billion, the at least $40 billion for fiscal 26 would then suggest maybe at least $12 billion on average the March and June quarters of 26 fiscal year. So is that sort of what you're talking about? And then what gives the confidence, I guess? What's the thought process underpinning that $40 billion and those kind of rev quarters? And is it GPUs as well as custom ASICs as the TAM opens up? So just kind of a customer question there as well. Thanks. That's it for me.
Yeah, thank you. Again, whenever there are new technology, we have a good chance to grow, right? Kind of like this time, Blackwell, right? And kind of DLC liquid cooling. And again, we have a much higher capacity ready for liquid cooling compared with the market. And last year we grew 110%. And this year, basically, we will grow about 60-something%, right? So next year, fiscal year 26, I believe 65% is a very conservative estimation. And personally, I hope we can grow more than that, but that's to be conservative.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Good.
Our next question comes from Samik Chatterjee with
it's
the
pretty
company.
Decent volume after hours.
Samik, your line is now
There's a
open.
lot of people paying attention to this.
Yep. Thanks for taking my question, and have a couple of questions as well. Maybe just to start off, Charles, I think the last time you mentioned, which was in 2024, that we could expect sequential revenue increases in the medium term on a quarterly basis. When I sort of look back at it in hindsight, it looks like what derailed that sequential growth to some extent was the product transition from NVIDIA in going from one product generation to another, which also drove some change in customer behavior. As you're thinking about the revenue target here for $40 billion for fiscal 26, I mean, is there an underlying assumption that you won't see a similar customer behavior change towards the next generation product as NVIDIA goes through a transition again in that time frame, or is there something that I'm missing in that sort of overall product transition that we should expect from your GPU supplier? And then I have a quick follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, for calendar 25, for example, I believe we should be pretty able to repeat 2023 history. In 2023, the H100 launch, and we are ahead of competition. So we grew very well. In 25, calendar year 25, we are facing the same opportunity now, except before all air cool, and now it's liquid cool. And in terms of liquid cooling, especially DLC, we have a major market share, and we have a huge capacity, 1,500 rack per month capacity ready. And we already have many customers already approved their liquid cooling data center and getting ready to deploy in high volume. So once Blackwell in volume production, I believe we will have a strong growth. And now we are just diligently preparing all the logistics, including the system enclosure, the thermal solution for sure, the GPU supply from our vendor, NVIDIA. So we are well prepared, and once logistics ready, we are ready to ramp up our growth.
Okay. Maybe Charles, I'll follow up on that. Yep.
It's going to be rough. More than 44?
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Plus, I mean, we are spending more effort in Asia and Europe now. In 2023-24, most of our market are in USA. But now our team in Asia and Europe are becoming much ready, much stronger to grow market share in Europe and Asia as well.
Got it. And Charles, I'll just follow up with a question that I'm getting from investors today after the print, which is when we look at that sort of 40 billion revenue target, how confident are you about achieving that revenue target with the current customer engagements that you have relative to what you need in terms of additional customers or new customer engagements to get to that revenue that you're targeting? If you can share your thoughts on that, please. Thank you.
It's a massive.
Yeah, in last few
hike.
years, our growth has been very strong, except the 10K interrupt. Right? So in that 4 months, 5 months, we suffered a 10K impact. So our growth a little bit slowed down. But we will fix 10K filing very soon. And cash flow won't be a problem anymore. So product is strong. Capacity here, customer is ready. So I believe $40 billion forecast is a relatively conservative estimation.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for taking the question.
That's nuts, eh?
Yeah, thank you for your question.
37% move intraday. Holy.
Bhattacharya with the company Bank of America. The blue, your line is now open.
Thanks for taking my questions. I have two. The first one is on gross margin. Overall, do you think industry margins are now under secular pressure given more competition from other AI server manufacturers? And is liquid cooling really a competitive advantage which you can charge more for, or is that also becoming commoditized since it looks like everyone seems to be offering their version of liquid cooling? So David, how are you thinking about the long-term gross margin range for your business? And I have a follow-up on revenues.
Certainly. So what I would say about gross margins are that number one, what we count on, Ruplu, is being the first to market with the very best solutions. And so right now we have shipped GB200, for instance, and we're very confident in its quality as a product, and that's really what helps to drive good margins. So it's not just liquid cooling; it's stable systems that have high quality, high reliability, and also really the best performance. So I think that our abilities in liquid cooling were already demonstrated in the prior quarters, and it's really our data center building block solutions which give us a plan for the future. And so we have a lot of things planned for the future, but data center building block solutions are one of those, where we offer a lot more solutions for the complete data center at all levels. So again, we haven't changed our target margin, and yes, there is competition. There's always going to be competition, but I think that if you look at how we've performed historically and our ability to engineer in all the latest technologies, I think that's our moat. That's our advantage.
Yeah, let me add a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
the DLC, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, DLC, everyone talking about they have a DLC solution, but how many competitors really have a DLC deployment in high volume? I guess it's very minimal. Last year, I believe we shipped at least 60% of our worldwide DLC solution. So that means those competitors, indeed, they are ready, but they did not have experience yet. And talking about data center building block solution, not many providers are able to provide on-site deployment and on-site cabling, on-site servicing. And now with DLC, with 150 kW per rack, or even more power per rack, I believe the on-site deployment, cabling, service become a very important value to customers. And we are a company have exactly all the experience, all the successful story.
Okay. For my follow-up, if I can ask, as new efficient AI models like DeepSeek come about, how are you thinking about the impact on your business? And, as we move from training to inference, what is Supermicro doing to further penetrate the enterprise vertical? I know you have enterprise customers, but for those enterprise customers who don't have a large engineering presence, what is your strategy for attacking that customer base as well as for sovereign customers? Thank you for taking my questions.
Okay. So for DeepSeeking, I mean, for sure, the software can always be more efficient quarter out of quarter. So we know that. But the industry's expense pretty depends on financial plan. So I believe the market size won't shrink because of DeepSeeking. And in terms of enterprise, we have been in the enterprise market for more than 10 years. And our team in enterprise have been much stronger than before ever, especially with our service team, management software, and end-to-end data center solution. I believe it's the right time for us to grow quickly in enterprise segment.
Okay, thanks for all the details. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Nehal Chokshi with the company Northwind Capital Markets. Nehal, your line is now open.
All right, thank you. Quick question here. Can you tell us whether or not backlog is up Q-over-Q for the December quarter?
So we don't generally give out backlog figures, Nehal. But what we can say though is that backlog tends to follow the chip cycle, and so when you have new chip solutions coming out, you'll see backlog start to build as solutions become dependable and reliable, and then they'll tail off as the products mature. And so with the expectation of some of the new chips coming out, we believe that you'll see growing backlog industry-wide.
Got it. Thank you. And then I apologize in advance. This question is going to sound a bit Turkish, but Charles, you characterize the $40 billion target at 60% year-over-year growth, and given that fiscal year 25 is going to be around 60% year-over-year growth, and likely impacted by the 10K delay. Therefore, 60% year-over-year growth for fiscal year 25 is potentially conservative. But I mean, is historical year-over-year growth really a good indicator of future demand? Have you looked at the actual pipeline of demand and said, "Yep, we believe that this is how big is the pipeline, and this is a reasonable conversion rate, and therefore 40 billion is indeed very reasonable"?
Yeah, very good question. From both. I mean, we validate the business and from all different dimensions, right? I mean, from our historical growth, last few years we have been growth more than 60% year over year, basically, except this year, right? The current year because of 10K delay, and we have some cash flow constraint. So we grew, we may grow only about 60% or 60 something. But other than that, I believe looking forward next few years, our growth should be every year should be more than 60%. And second, from a customer demand, from a customer backlog, from a customer commitment, sales commitment, look like 40 billion is relatively a very conservative target.
Great, thank you. And if I might squeeze one more in, I'm sorry, but I'm not quite getting what you mean by data center building block architecture. Can you give me a concrete example as far as what does that mean? Is it like basically the cooling tower design or something else? Can you put a little more concreteness behind that?
Okay, still a little bit confidential, but I'm happy to share. I mean, it's like our rack scale building block solution. Customer want to build in their rack, we have everything for them. Same thing, a customer want to build their data center, we will have everything for them. And today, we offer more and more key components. For example, liquid cooling, all the kind of liquid cooling pump, right? And water tower, right? Dry tower, water tower, and then all the kind of this cable. A little bit too new to share. Yeah. I mean, anyway, all the people build a data center need those key components. We try to provide all of them, including software, including management tool and experience. So I hope customer can one-stop shop with Supermicro to build their data center, make their data center time to market much quicker and also cheaper, lower cost, right? And quicker to build their data center and less power consumption and better quality, right?
Thank you.
It's pain.
Our next question comes from John Tanwanjin with the company CGS Securities, Inc. John, your line is now open.
Hi, thank you for taking my question. Charles, I was wondering if you could break down the factors, or maybe David, driving the reduction in the 25 revenue guidance. How much is maybe pricing related? How much do you think is related to delays or availability of Blackwell on how and the impact on Hopper demand, and then maybe how much was related to your 10K and maybe customers not feeling so great about doing business with you until that's filed?
Yeah, I would say, John, that probably the biggest factor was just the delay in new technology, because when you think about it, we were all set to go. We were all set to ship, with liquid cooling. We were ready, and but the problem was that not everything else was. So that was certainly a huge impact. I think obviously 10K delay was a distraction, but it's more about technology for us because we count on being early to market, and so that's what creates the big jumps that we have. The kind that took place last year from Q3 to Q4 when we went up 1.5 billion in one quarter. But remember, we finished the 4 quarters that ended June 30th at 15 billion, and now here we are 2 quarters later, and now we're at a trailing 4 quarters of over 20 billion. So we have the dynamic to accelerate really well when the technology is there that customers want. And I think if you look at all of the spending predictions and intentions that are out there, you can see the money being put in place to spend money on data centers and on data center solutions, and that's why we're here.
Got it. Thank you. And then can you talk about your capital needs and cash flow expectations going forward as you start getting into quarters where you're maybe generating $8 billion in revenue, $12 billion in revenue, as implied by that $40 billion target?
Yeah, so we're working on a number of different fronts to raise additional capital, which we just did with some of our actually the investors that put money into us previously with our bonds. So they came back and provided additional capital for us. So we've always said we want to use our balance sheet as we can to generate additional funding for our growth. But we'll just like we're preparing on the engineering side, we'll also prepare on the capital side.
Yeah, in terms of leverage, our inventory and AR, I guess the loan should be available very soon for us.
Yeah, we have a very unlevered balance sheet, as you know right now, because we paid down a lot, some of the bank debt, and so we've paid down a lot of accounts payable, and so we have a very healthy balance sheet.
Got it. Thank you.
Our next question comes from Aaron C. Rakers with the company Wells Fargo. Aaron, your line is now open.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for taking the questions. Most of them have been answered or asked and answered, but I've got a couple here real quick. So, first of all, Charles, I just want to make sure I'm clear. Blackwell in the product cycle, are you shipping the GB200, the NVL 72 today, or if not, is that a significant factor as far as volume shipments in your current quarter guide? And I've got a few others.
GB 72, our position is similar to other competitors, right? So we have a solution fully ready. Now, once we have support from NVIDIA, and we can ship anytime, right? And other than that, our B200, indeed, I believe, is some of our advantage because we have all different kind of optimized platform, especially for 4U DLC. We have lots of demand there, and we are ready to ship in volume about now. And
yep.
DLC, as you know,
perfect.
Last year alone. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said DLC, as you know, last year, Supermicro alone, we ship more than 3,000 racks to the market. I believe that's about 70% of the whole market, whole DLC market last year. So we have a much better experience, much better solution. So when customer looking for GP200, for B200 liquid cooling, I believe we are in much better position than the industry's average for sure.
Yep, that's perfect. And then my second question is really on gross margin. Apologize to ask again on this topic, but can you walk us through the variables that drove the sequential change in gross margin this last quarter? And I guess the other thing is that Charles, you mentioned some of the utilization rates in U.S. and Taiwan. Hypothetically, let's say that you're at, I don't know, pick a number, 70% or 75% utilization rate. How much of an impact would utilization rates have on gross margin? How do we isolate that impact?
We did not provide that, but basically, for sure, the impact maybe 20, 30 points.
Yeah, we in the past, we've said if we can manufacture in Asia, we predicted that we would be able to save 1 to 2 points, on the margin, Aaron. But we, back to, let's see, and then you had another question on gross margins to walk you from Q back through Q2, and because again, we forecast back in November that we would be down 100 basis points, and that was because of the customer mix and products that we saw shipping out. Remember, we're working on more end of life products, which have become more competitive as customers are waiting for the new platforms by all the different technology companies to come out, from Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. So there is, of course, more people that have that are offering solutions. But as Charles mentioned, if going into the B200s and the GB series, this is going to be perhaps a different game. And so that's my commentary on how we got to the change in margin. And we had some extra expenses as well, because we're spending more on R&D right now, and specifically in buying some of the the advanced chips as we refine our engineering and production to get ready for what we consider will be very large shipments.
But this is the headline tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, on-site deployment, cabling, and service. That will be another differentiation with other competitor.
Our next question comes from Quinn Bolton with the company Needham & Company. Quinn, your line is now open.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. Just wanted to follow up on the GB200 NVL72 question. Just sounds like you guys are ready to go, but the biggest gating factor is just support from NVIDIA. Do you guys have a forecast from NVIDIA, when you think you're going to start to see, supply of the GPUs so that you can ship the NVL72, or is visibility still pretty low on availability of the GPUs?
We already proved pretty much everything.
But
and
it's
now
pre-market.
Just waiting for, and we had some allocation, some volume, but the volume demand is way much bigger. So we are waiting for more allocation. So that hopefully very soon we can ship in a much higher volume.
Got it. So it's just waiting for the allocation, sounds like, is the gating factor. Got it. Thanks. And then maybe just a follow-up longer-term question, Charles, on this DeepSeek, impact on the industry. Certainly sounds like we'll get more deployment of AI models, which probably says we get more inferencing. To the extent that you see more inferencing infrastructure put in place, it's probably more fragmented. I assume that that's good for Supermicro because it's less concentrated, probably more variability of systems. But can you spend a second on whether you think a shift towards inferencing is a positive for the business? Is it neutral? Is it negative? Thanks.
Yeah, it's very positive. When invention become more popular, become worldwide trend, right? I mean, before, they may have 300 buyer, basically. But with invention getting popular, AI getting popular, I believe very soon there will be thousands of companies need to buy AI equipment or service. So we are very happy to see the market size is growing, and many more customers are asking for a product, asking for total solution. So and with our application optimized nature, building block solution, we are able to service a variety of customers in different vertical. So that's another advantage we will have.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from George Wang with the company Barclays. George, your line is now open.
Oh, hey, guys, and thanks for taking my question. Hey, Charles, can you talk about kind of your current pipeline just in terms of the mix of sovereign AI, just especially versus 3 months ago? Can you kind of talk about whether you are seeing an incremental kind of pipeline build from the sovereign AI of the world?
Yes, it's also increasing. I mean, before, most of the demand are USA and some other large country only. But now, yes, we see many more countries going to build their own AI infrastructure. especially for solving AI and inferencing as well. So the demand is kind of worldwide now, and it's a very exciting moment to see the AI boom continue to be popular worldwide.
Well, just a quick follow-up, if I can. As we, potentially head into the GB300 era later this year or 2026, the supply chain
in line with
of
expectations.
most of the open standards as NVIDIA kind of potentially unbundle the supply chain. So that could potentially add more customization. So maybe directionally, can you talk about the implication to Supermicro, especially for the margin? Do you think that you can add a bit more customization, hence more margin, as we head into GB300, or it's non-material?
Yeah, technology always unlimited. People always come out with some idea and some demand for different vertical, for different application. So we never feel our engineer have nothing to do. So always do not have enough engineering manpower. So even today, we still continue hire engineering very aggressively worldwide. So there are lots of room to optimize for different customers, different product line, different vertical, and especially for invention, right? So I saw lots of room to differentiate. And especially when we get into a data center building block solution, now we are growing our market TAM to a data center infrastructure. So to provide the whole solution for people who need to build a data center. So I see our market TAM also faster growing.
Thank you. Jalen, we're out of time. Thank you for attending the Supermicro conference call, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
That will conclude today's conference call. Thank you for your participation, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Man, that's so crazy that my audio is better than a billion-dollar company. Well, $25 billion company. But that was okay. I mean, like, let's have a look. Like, what were we expecting for in this case? Like, I wrote it down. So the reason the stock's higher after earnings is given the fact that they met expectations, but guidance was really good. Right? They're expecting to have 25 billion by the end of this fiscal year, and then 40 billion by the next year. Potentially that's loss. Like puts, maybe you get lucky, right? But you gotta pay close attention to what the market's looking for. And right now the stock it's almost 1-to-1 in sales based on this year, if you happen to believe their guidance. So potentially we could see some weakness going into tomorrow, but I mean the range today wasn't just insane. We're talking about 37%. How much? Like we're talking about a 36%, 35% move today. Like from the bottoms to the tops, just in that little bit. So there's extreme volatility just because people don't know what to expect, right? But it was clear after, like, the initial numbers were not good, but I don't think the market is paying too much attention because their numbers are solid at current market prices, right? Like when it was 27, when it was like 20, right? It was really good, right? Because they're still making billions of dollars in sales, right? Now their margins are not as nice as other manufacturers or like chip makers, which tells me that they're not supposed to be crazily valued going forward, right? Because if we're expecting their margins to be, oh, I wrote it down. Their margins were meant to be somewhere in the 12%, I think. We're talking about 40 billion. Then it's like, $4 or $5 billion that they're making, and they're going to be valued at X. So SMCI at extreme high levels like 100, I don't think we get there anytime soon just because of the uncertainty. But the fact that they're filing and the fact that they are saying there's no major malice in their in the report tells me that there's hope for the company, right? Like they wouldn't otherwise say that in our earnings call, because this can come back to haunt them if they're lying to their investors, and you don't want that, right? That there is a reason they don't tell you anything about, and they're not able to address these things, right? So for now, that's okay. I'm okay with with that information. Hopefully, we get to a point where SMCI files, and then we get this addressed, and it's like, okay, like what happened? Now our lawyers are allowed to allow us to speak about it. This is what's happened. This is what we're gonna do. Because I mean, they have the DOJ on their backs asking for documentation, asking for issues. So maybe they could get in trouble here, right? So I'm hoping that they don't, right? Hopefully, if they file, that takes a lot of the risk away from the stock, and then the stock doesn't have those weights on top of it, which could be good. The reason we saw such a massive hype from Monday till today is just because people are expecting this. But the fact that people were expecting, they mentioned there was some good update that was going to come, and we got the good update, which is the fact that they are likely to file. If they file their 10K and there's no major issues that arise from that, and they continue to be in the Nasdaq, there's no major selling pressure. The stock can come back, and buyers can come back in confidently, right? Again, their growth is fantastic. If they're able to grow from 25 to 40 billion, that's a massive jump, right? We're talking about potentially 60% year on year, and they're saying that they're being conservative. I do agree that data centers are just going to continue to explode, and we're going to be wanting more and more out of them. But the deployment of Blackwell, this is interesting because it tells you, right? Like one of the biggest issues here in terms of the situation with NVIDIA and the major chips is that we are at a point where demand is surpassing supply, right? Like the people that want chips are just not able to get them because we can't produce them fast enough. TSMC is telling you that. ASML is telling you the same thing. So the foundries are telling you that. Which is then like driving sort of demand further out, because like at the moment you produce them, they're already sold, they already have a name, they're already going to the big players, they're already going to small players, they're whoever wants. Not everybody can get their hands on them, right? I mean, look at DeepSeek, right? Like like the H100s are in China, and that's a fact, you know. And it's like because people are willing to pay whatever for these chips and in order to build these data centers, and the scale of this data center is something that we cannot fathom. Semi analysis, if you want to have an understanding of like the semiconductor industry, like these guys are really good, and also watch this episode. This is gonna give you an idea of like the scale of this. So here I'll copy paste it just to give you the data. This episode right here,
The following
like if you're invested in chips and you're not watching this, like I'm sorry, but it's a must. You know what I mean? And then this takes me to here, and then it's like this is where it gets nuts, and it's like it's just amazing. Like, you know, like this resource is free, and you're able to like binge on this, and you can see the size of these data centers, and they're just massive. You can see them from space, you know what I mean? So it's like massive centers where they're just gonna throw as much compute as possible. And if you look at Google, water cooling systems are because you want to try to have the GPUs as close as possible. And with water cooling, you're able to do that because you just like send the water and then you cool the water somewhere else, and you have all the chips together so they can communicate faster. Yeah, it's 5 hours, man. I watched it all yesterday. I should have live streamed it in all honesty, but I did it. Like I watched the whole thing yesterday. It was nuts. Like the levels of complexity of this alone, it's nuts. Like 5 hours of content. I watched it all yesterday. This was my day yesterday. You know, and it just doesn't like and this is like touching the surface of what like how deep does this go? Because it's like it's there's like three different variables of how you want to sort of like think that the compute on this goes. You have the flops, you have the connectivity, and then you have the memory, right? And all of these three things work together hand in hand. I know, bro. Like I'm ADD Avenue. You know what I mean? Like I'm full ADD, and I was able to watch it. You know what I mean? Like that is to the level of, obviously, like I'm heavily invested. Like when I tell you my SMCI trade's small compared to the rest of my portfolio, yes, you know. So like SMCI, it's cool and all, but like NVIDIA's a play. You know what I mean? NVIDIA's a play. And like after watching this, I want to buy more, right? Like I wish it was a 117 again, you know. But I'm happy with my position, so that's okay. But it's like, yeah, like the amount of knowledge here, and then semi-analysis also gives you a little bit of an idea, like the Google AI one was nuts. Like, yeah, was it here? Yeah. So this is like one of the where they talk about it. Yeah, but it's, yeah, the articles are just like next level. But yeah, so that's the thing, right? So what's coming for the AI revolution, and like one of the nice things, which I have to do a little bit of more research on when it comes to SMCI, is understanding, okay, like how good are their systems and how much ahead are they in terms of the liquid cooling aspect of it in order to be able to sell the most. Because that's the thing. The problem that SMCI ends up having in the long run is the fact that, for example, the H100s, yeah, maybe they had an advantage when they first came out, but then as the competitors start realizing, oh, we need to be in that sector, they start competing and those margins start coming down. So their pricing power gets decreased, right? So what you're looking for is who can have the pricing power. And SMCI does have some pricing power, but again, their margins are small. So if they get squeezed, it's a problem, right? Which is the problem that they had in the past going into this, you know. So I'm hoping that they somehow get through it and they're able to stay ahead. But then the question is like, right, like one thing is building the data center infrastructure. That's like, you know, the railways, and like if we're mining for gold, it's the railways and all this stuff. But NVIDIA continues to do the picks, which is something primordial to the way that you built. But this new things need the infrastructure that SMCI provides. How long can they last it for? How long can they take advantage of? We don't know, right? So again, SMCI at 100 looks, you know, the more they grow into the future, every single quarter, the price of the stock, the intrinsic price of the stock continues to go up. But then you also have to take into consideration the volatility of the day to day, right? Like we're still, look at the stock price, right? The stock price moved 34% today, 35% today. Will it come back tomorrow? Potentially. We stay around the same levels because now that the market has now priced in the fact that they're gonna file. Okay, so as long as they file and people start trusting the numbers and money starts looking at this company again, I mean, there was a ton of volume in the close. You know what I mean? Like after here, there was more volume like right after the close than most of the day. So there's a lot of people paying attention to this stock, and there's a lot of short interest on this stock too. It'll be interesting to see when the numbers finally come out. But the last number that came out was 15%. I think people are trying to get out of those shorts. So there is a potential for a short squeeze here too. You know? And I'm sure there's leverage in here because I'm in leverage with it. You know what I mean? If I'm in leverage, there's other people that have more money than me that are definitely taking positions on this. So, could we see a gamma squeeze? Maybe. You know, something to pay attention. What can happen tomorrow? I haven't got a clue. And whoever tells you that they know what's going to happen tomorrow, they either insider traders or they're trying to take your money. And I'm not trying to do either of those. So, I can tell you is that I'm not really sure of what happens tomorrow. I'm still open on my positions, but I'm probably going to de-risk tomorrow. Right? I'm probably going to get a couple of my options out, get my initial capital out, and play with the house's money. Because why? Because I can do it. I can do that. You know what I mean? I'm okay not making 10x. I'm okay making 5x. And that's fine. You know? And that's okay. I've made money with my trade so far. I'm up 220%. I'm okay with it. You know? So, the next trade that I'm going to be paying attention to is Marathon Digital. And I think that they are a diamond in the rough right now. And not many people are paying attention to that. Also, I'm doing CPI tomorrow. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe because we're going to do more content. You know what I mean? And potentially you can catch a couple of the trades that I'm planning to do. I am also on Twitter. And I'm hopefully, I want to stream on Twitter. I really want to stream on Twitter. So CPI is 1:30. So it's a net 1 hour before market start, or before market open. So I'm guessing it's like what, 2:30 for you, Dragos? Yo, Dragos, wait a second, dude. Community. But yeah. I'm probably gonna stream, but you guys don't have to watch. Like I don't think a lot of people get a lot in CPI. I mean CPI expectations for tomorrow, I'll let you know. But I'm kind of scared because the commodity index was higher than expected, and we saw oil going up a little bit. But I just can it be translated in the first month? Maybe not, right? So there is still hope. But CPI is expected to come at 2.9 tomorrow, and core CPI is expected to come at 3.1. Powell testified yesterday. He's probably going to testify tomorrow. I don't really care. And then we have PPI, which is the important one, which we have to pay attention to because that gives you an idea of what's happening in the next one. So CPI, PPI tomorrow. A lot of people are paying attention to this because now we are at a sort of even level. Community moderation. Man, why don't I find you? It's crazy. Insane. But yeah, So I'm hoping we somewhat. That's 800 views, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. You guys are all rays of sunshine. Yo, what? This guy. Oh, by the way, fun fact. Yeah, I'm getting impersonated on freaking Discord. So don't. I'm getting impersonated on Discord. So I'm not asking for money. If I'm asking you for money, it's wrong. Did you get my Discord message, by the way? I did send it to you. Yeah. It's quite hilarious. Given the fact that I'm like, maybe at some point, don't kid, UV, the UVIX? Are you in the UVIX raid? I know, man, cause wait, the UVIX? Isn't the UVIX at 2x? What are you talking about? UVXY. Okay. All right. I trade the UVIX. It continues to be low. The VIX is not coming off. Like unless we get a major shock in CPI. Today spiked a little bit. It should have spiked a little bit because of the. Let me have a look. At 100%. Yeah, today we went up a little bit, but nothing major. I mean, the gas tensions are increasing, right? So that's something we got to be paying attention to because Trump is like, hey, how about we kick everybody out and we just build condos for rich people? And it's like, bro, I understand he's a loose cannonball, but sometimes have a little bit of taste. Unless that's what he wants, you know what I mean? It just tells me that he wants war. He's happy finishing Palestine off, and it's outrageous, So then that could be a problem, But yeah, I'm getting targeted on Discord, so if I send you a message, I don't have a course, and I'm not asking you for money, so please, don't fall for it, please, I'm not a big streamer at all, but there is scammers that think that I am. I think I've seen it. Cloudflare. I think they're doing really well, no? It's been pumping like crazy. No? Yeah. It's been nuts. I think it's just because of the Palantir boom, right? A couple of the ones that I listened to I wrote them down yesterday. Yesterday or today, I'm not sure. Crap. I gotta get better at writing. Yeah, no, they're doing great. I think this is because of the Palantir rise, man. The Palantir trade was nuts too. But yeah, be careful with this MCI. Like summary time is like be careful with this MCI. They're expecting to grow really rapidly, but they could be affected by their margins. Long term, short term, let's hope they file, man. And if they miss that deadline, they're in trouble, and that will not be good. Hopefully they made it clear. They're like, we are likely gonna make it. You know what I mean? We are set to make it. So that alleviates a lot of the issue and prices in the right move, which I think it's fair. You know? The other big one was Intel today. But yeah, we can talk that about another day. Man, that was great. Thank you very much for all you guys for chatting and chilling. I appreciate you very much. Hopefully you make some money tomorrow for the longs and for the shorts. Just let me sell before it goes down. That'd be great. I'll probably take advantage of, like, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the morning because I have, the 2x. That 2x. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. Yo, good night, Dragos. Thank you, Mr. Walks, Bryce, Internet, Jax. Man, so many names. Jish. Mr. Random Click, Safa, Processors. You guys are all great. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe. We're going to be covering more streams, and I want to pay attention tomorrow. Whenever I have the final earnings, you'll see a live pre-video too, so you'll be able to watch. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully we can make some money together, and if not, peace out. Peace, boys and girls. Peace. Have a great night. All right. And cheers, man. Cheers. Market's up. Yeah. Cheers. It's a great day. It's a good day. I lost 1,000 less. And my options are not moving, so we'll figure that when that happens. All right. Peace.